Good morning. Welcome to our fourth and final ACC DFW Wellness Committee stretching. We hope you've been able to make it to all the previous meetings, previous sessions, but if not, no worries. We're going to email everything out and post on the ACC DFW website. But we're so excited that you've been with us and hopefully been with us for the whole month. And we've got a long weekend ahead of us, but I'm so excited to once again introduce Michael Michaels of Mega Mobile, who's been helping us all month this May Mental Health Awareness Month, which is so key for all of us attorneys and everyone, of course. But Michael, I know today you're going to talk about posture and ergonomics, so I'm excited. Let's get going. I definitely need it after this week.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Stacy, for that introduction once again. Again, I am Michael Michaels, just like she said, and I'm excited once again to join y'all on this wonderful Happy Friday to hopefully, give us a little bit more stretching throughout our day and exercising to all of you, being more mindful of everything of our body, the awareness, everything going on. Again, I want everyone to know that as we do these exercises, if you're unable to do it, there's always different alternatives to being able to do it. Remember, stretching and exercise helps in many, many, many ways that a lot of us probably don't even realize. It helps with improving our posture, increasing the range of motion. It can help decrease back pain, which we all would love to have. The less we have of that, the better things are. It can help decrease muscle soreness. It helps prevent injuries in the future. It's not a guarantee, but it can help prevent it. And also it can help lower stress level, which we all can use in our everyday working, our everyday life, whether we have kids, everything moving on. Now, today we're going to focus on stretching posture ergonomics, meaning focusing a bit more on the things that we don't really notice that should be stretched out. This first few things that we're going to go over is for, as you can see, the wrists, the hands, and the arms. Now, this first one is called wrist twists. This is perfect to gain feeling and momentum back into the wrists that might become stagnant from being just in one spot, from just typing always on the computer or just not even moving them at all, especially after long bouts, like I said, of typing on the computer, on the keyboard, whatever it is that you're doing. Now, to begin this stretch, what you want to do is you want to start with your arm fully extended with your palms facing down. Okay, just like you see in the top picture here on this first one right up here. Then what you're going to do is you want to have the back of your palms right here. You're going to have them face each other. So turn your fingers out in the opposite direction of each other. You should feel it slightly stretching out on your wrist right there. You're going to hold this for about 5 to 10 seconds. So let's get in this position and let's hold this for 10 seconds. You should, again, keep your arms straight, not applying too much pressure as you're holding it right there. Let's hold it for 10 seconds. Ready? Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Now let's turn it around and have your fingers facing each other. So originally it was like this. Now we're going to slowly turn them to where they're facing each other. Now we don't want to just go directly to here. Again, we're going to slowly turn them. Again, like I said, facing each other. Same thing, we're going to hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. We're going to hold it for 10 seconds. Ready? Again, keeping your arms straight, keeping your wrists tight. We don't want to, put too much pressure on our wrists. Let's hold this for 10 seconds. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Now we want to try to do this about 3 to 5 times every couple of hours if you can. This will help a ton alleviate possible future pain that you might have in your wrist, future pain that could incur from, just it not moving and being stagnant in the future from not properly stretching it out. So it's very important that we're really paying attention to our wrists, because that is one thing that we are using constantly, especially when we're typing on the computer or just, at our everyday work life. So the next thing we have is called wrist flexion stretch. This helps increase flexibility, in other words, movement in your wrists, and it helps rejuvenate the joints that are not used to being moved around all the time, especially if you're just typing on the computer or just sitting it there. To start this, you're gonna hold your arm outward with your palm facing upward like this. You're gonna keep it down, but you're gonna have it upwards like this. You're gonna catch the fingers with your extended, then gently pull your fingers up until you feel that stretch. You wanna make sure that as we're doing it, we're not bending it back too much, because then that's gonna cause more pain in your wrists and essentially create more problems in the future. So you're gonna pull it here. Again, you're gonna go until you feel it nice and stretched out. Hold this again for 5 to 10 seconds. Now we're gonna do this. We're gonna hold it for 10 seconds. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now we're going to slowly release it. You're going to pull your fingers downward until you feel a stretch on the front of your wrist. So like in the second picture you see on the side right there. Again, you want to make sure that we're not pulling it too much to our hand here. We want to do it just enough to where you can feel that stretch right here in your wrist. Again, you want to hold it for 5 to 10 seconds as you're doing it. We don't want to make sure we're not pulling too much to where it's hurting. So let's hold this for 10 seconds. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Now relax that wrist. We want to make sure as we're doing these stretches that we're relaxing them right after the stretch. That'll help release the tension as you're doing the stretch ultimately. Try to do this, a couple times throughout the day, every few hours. Again, this is something you can do anywhere practically. Now, get a drink. As you know, I'm always pushing y'all on making sure you're hydrated. Always, always, always. Okay. Next, we have what's called extended fingers. Okay. This is super, super easy and can be done anywhere. What this does is it stretches throughout the entire hand, which helps alleviate stiff joints. I know a lot of times, I've seen people where they're constantly just like this, just from the pain in their fingers, because they're not properly stretching them out. They're not moving their joints. And what happens, eventually your joints will stiffen up, and then it just causes pain in the future. which we all know, especially when we're doing a lot of work on the computer or anything, especially nowadays, a lot of people are doing tons and tons of things virtually. And, so this can help alleviate those stiff joints. To begin this, start with both hands extended with your palms facing down. Put it flat on a desk or whatever helps, for you to keep your hands flat. Okay. Then you're going to keep your hands and your fingers, keep them a bit relaxed a little bit. We don't want to tension them up too much right now. Then you're going to slowly extend all your fingers outward and feel the stretch. As you can see on this first picture, my hands extended out. You can kind of see how it's stretched out. We're going to hold this for 10 seconds. So let's put our hands flat. Now let's stretch out our fingers. Let's hold this for 10 seconds. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, as we are done with that 10 count, slowly release that stretch and then slowly bring your fingers into your knuckles and ball them up. Again, you're going to hold this for 10 seconds as well, holding it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and again, slowly release them. Now, normally your hands would be down, mine are in the air. I'm just trying to show y'all kind of how it would look like, but it would be flat on a table or whatever works for you. Again, we want to try to make sure we're doing this throughout the day. This can be done literally anytime, anywhere, whether you're walking to the bathroom, walking to the kitchen, walking upstairs, walking, up to your office, whatever it may be. This can be done literally everywhere. Make sure we do it constantly throughout the day, every so often, every couple of hours if you can. All right, now let's focus some that deal with your neck, your chest, and your shoulders. First, we have what's called the neck relaxer. This is a really good stretch. This can be done anywhere practically, at the office, home, park, even at the movies. It really doesn't matter. This is a great way to break that tension in your neck and help rejuvenate blood flow to the area and release tension in your shoulders. And as you all know, I've talked about before, a lot of stress and tension is in fact in our shoulders. So it's very important that we're constantly stretching those out. Begin this by sitting at the edge of your chair with your feet flat on the ground firmly. You're going to drop your head slowly to the right, trying to touch your ear to your shoulder, okay, on the same side. Go as far as you can comfortably. You're going to hold this for 5 seconds. We're going to lean, hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Now slowly come up. Again, we're going to do to the opposite side. Bring it to the opposite side again, trying to bring that ear down. We're going to hold it for 5. Again, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Slowly bring it back up. Then we're going to bring our chin down in front of us. Again, trying to bring it down as far as you can. We want to make sure you're feeling it stretch more than you want to feel pain. So bring it down as far as you can comfortably. Hold it for 5. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Now gently pull your head to the left. Then we're going to bring it to the right and roll it around a little bit. just like that, and bring it back to the starting position. Try to do this at least 3 to 5 times throughout the day. Again, like I said before, this literally can be done anywhere. You can be at the park, you can be at the movies, you can be watching a baseball game, or anything that you're doing, even just watching TV. This can be something that can be literally done anywhere. Now, let's move on to some head turns. Pretty simple, pretty easy. This is, I like to make sure we're focusing a lot on the stuff that especially we do normally, but we don't realize we're doing. But if we can be more mindful of what exactly that stretch does, then essentially we might be doing it more often and helping our body. This, once again, is something that we can do anywhere and anytime, really. It's another great way to alleviate tension and relax the muscle in the neck after staring forward all day, whether you're looking at the computer, TV, whatever you may be doing, or if you're inside a cubicle. Either way, this helps relieve that tension that you have built up. It's also great if you're going on a long road trip, because a lot of times you're just driving and you're just literally staring forward on the road for hours on hours, or if you're sitting on a plane for hours and hours, whether you're traveling a lot, this can help a lot. To begin this stretch, make sure your head is forward. Then you're going to slowly turn your head to one side, whether it's the left or the right, doesn't matter, you can choose. You're going to slowly turn it here. We're going to hold this for 5 seconds. Now, as we're doing it, make sure our chest is up. We're not slouching down. Again, keep it up, and you're going to hold it for 5 seconds. Hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. We're going to slowly bring it back to the front and then go to the opposite side of what we just did. Again, you want to turn it as far as you can without causing pain in your neck. Just go as far as you can comfortably to where you feel that stretch. Let's hold it for 5 seconds. Again, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Slowly bring it back to the front, to the starting position. We want to stretch it out, again, and not cause more pain by just going far and far and far. Do this 2 to 4 times every 4 hours if you can. Again, let's grab a drink. Get a drink. Make sure we're staying hydrated. It's super, super, super important. Now, let's move to some overhead shoulder stretches. This is really great for releasing the tension in your neck, your shoulders, and your upper back all in one go. It's also great for repositioning the body back into proper postural alignment. How so, you might ask? Well, what you're essentially doing is pulling your upper body position back to the center of where everything is. So let's begin this. Start with your body facing forward. Keep your chest up and centered. You're going to raise one arm directly overhead, just like you see in the picture right here. You're going to raise it up. Okay, you're going to bend at the elbow. Then you will catch the elbow with your opposite hand and pull upright towards the opposite side. So I'm going to pull this elbow towards the hand that is pulling it. Okay, we're going to hold this for 10 seconds. You should feel that stretch. Let's hold this for 10. Ready? Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Now we're going to slowly release it. And then we're going to do the same thing for the opposite side. Again, pulling the opposite arm up, grabbing with our hand of the opposite arm that is up. You're going to hold this for 10 seconds as well. Ready? Pull. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly relax them down. Great job, great job. Also, make sure, I cannot express this enough, that we're listening to our breathing while doing this. We want to make sure we're breathing properly through all of these exercises. Okay, so make sure we're paying attention to that. That's being more mindful of our body, of our awareness. Now let's stretch out our chest. Okay, this is a really great stretch to do for offsetting that sore shoulders and chest by relieving tension and letting blood flow back into these areas and for them to relax a little bit more. Let's get into position and let's begin by standing upright with your hands by your side. You're going to pull your hands up and gently place your hands behind your head and interlock them just lightly, we don't need to have a tight grasp. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, also maintaining your chest straight up. We don't want to drop them down. We're going to hold this position, again, 5 to 10 seconds, feeling the stretch. Also, again, make sure we're keeping that chest upwards, keeping it tight. We're going to hold this for 10 seconds. Ready? Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Relax a little bit. Relax. And place your arms back down to your side. If you haven't already, grab that drink of water. Grab that drink. How about we move on to some shoulder extensions? Okay, this is great for stretching out that tension in your shoulders. Again, I go back to the shoulders. That's where a lot of our stress is. What you want to do is you're going to stand straight. Make sure your head is forward. You're going to place your hands behind your back. You're going to grip your fingers together. Try to raise your arms backwards, keeping your torso tight, keeping it bulging, keeping it here, okay? You should feel a stretching sensation in the front of your shoulders, okay? Keep this position, taking care not to roll your shoulders forward. Now, what that means is we don't want to drop them, in other words. Keep them well retracted back, hence the importance of keeping your torso bulged. As you're doing that, lift your hands basically up as high as you can comfortably. We want to make sure you don't go too high. Hold this, anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. We're going to hold it for a quick 10 seconds just so you can get that feel of it. Ready? Let's hold it out. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. As you're doing it, then you're going to slowly bring it back down. Again, this is something that we want to do, 30 seconds to about a minute. Try to do this sporadically throughout the day, once or twice every couple of hours. This, again, helps relieve the tension in our shoulders, okay? Next, we have the downward facing dog. Now, a lot of you, if you've done yoga, you might think it's one position. It's kind of, but it's a little bit different, not quite the same. This, you can use a chair or a table or something that's stable for you to put your hands on, okay? This seated downward facing dog pose elongates the upper and lower back and chest. It also stretches the hamstrings and increases the movement range of the hips. Now, you may not realize that because of what the position is, but in all, it stretches out all of this. Now, what you're going to do is whether you're sitting or standing, you're gonna be upright with your feet flat on the floor. Okay, that's your stabilization. You're gonna raise your hands overhead, slowly bend forward with your forearms flat on the desk or chair or whatever you're holding on to. Slowly lower your chest down as far as you can comfortably. You're gonna hold this position for 5 to 10 seconds. Let's hold this for 5 seconds. Ready? We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're gonna slowly bring your chest back up. Again, make sure we're listening to our breathing, taking deep breaths in and out as we're doing this. Then you're gonna stand back up to relaxed position. Again, you'll go back into this position and then hold it, like I said, anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. You wanna feel that stretch as you're going. As you can see, my head's down. I'm really pulling and stretching out my shoulders. That's because I have a little bit more flexibility than some of you may have, okay? Now, let's hit on one thing real quick, dealing with our glutes. Our glutes. Now, this first and only thing that I have for our glutes is called the figure 4. Now, the reason it's called the figure 4, as you can see, I kind of look like the number 4 in a sense. This can help relieve chronic tension that you would get from being in the same position for a long time. As we know, when you're constantly sitting in a chair, what are you doing? You're just sitting there, not moving. And, so that chronic tension could build up, and essentially this will help just by doing this one little stretch. This is something that can be done while you're sitting there, just sitting on the phone or typing on the computer. You're gonna sit with your back upright. We want to try to do this, 3 times if you can, 30 seconds per side. You're gonna place one foot, your ankle, on the opposite side of your leg. Okay, so that your leg is perpendicular to your pelvis. You're gonna keep your lower back straight. It's very important that we're not leaning forward, preferably against a chair or whatever you're using, or flat on the floor if you're laying down. You should feel a stretch in the side of your buttocks, okay, as you're doing it. Slowly kind of just push down on the knee. Again, go a little bit to where you feel that stretch. You're gonna hold this for 30 seconds. We're gonna hold it for 10 seconds. Ready? We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then relax that leg. Again, try to do this sporadically throughout the day if this is something you can fit into. Like I said, you can do it anywhere. Now, I want to thank everybody today for joining us and for the previous other sessions that we had. I enjoyed all of you. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to let us know. And I greatly enjoyed working with you guys. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. Thanks to everyone for sticking with us the whole month. I know it's a long weekend ahead and it's been a long month, I know, for a lot of us. So thank you. We hope everyone has a great weekend and have enjoyed this presentation. We will again follow up via email and have all the materials posted on the ACC DFW chapter website. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.